Before starting this video, let's talk a bit about gorillas. They're unique creatures, not just because of their looks, but because they're surprisingly intelligent. Did you know that they can use sticks as tools, leaves as umbrellas, and even perform sign language? Some scientists believe gorillas might even have religious or spiritual sentiments. For those of you watching this video right now, you're probably thinking, humans are definitely smarter than gorillas, right? Well, there's actually a type of human who's less smart than a gorilla, the kind who shoves their teammates into the incoming tram. If you encounter this species of human, please call 911 or report them to the nearest hospital, because this rare, yet failed species should be exterminated at once, or at least banned from the game for months. Their brains must be damaged if they can't tell the danger of the incoming choo-choo tram. Maybe they need a spare brain, or simply a lesson in how a tram in IDV works. Well, folks, this time, let's talk about that one tram in IDV. It's not a playable character, but with more than 1,000 requests to roast this piece of junk, I couldn't just ignore it. Stay tuned, because we're not just roasting the tram, there's plenty more to roast to a crisp. This is all in good fun, of course, so no hard feelings, okay? We're kicking off this video with a somewhat rhetorical question. What is the tram in Identity 5? I asked several veteran IDV content creators out there for their answers, and here's what they said. As for me, well, let's just say the tram is one of the biggest horror elements ever added to this game, right alongside the red ping, the matchmaking, the rank waiting time, and Norton main simping Mike. Seriously, that tram scares the hell out of me. It always appears out of nowhere and smacks you at the least expected moment. And it's even scarier than meeting a random griffin who still doesn't know how to pop the cipher. Aside from being the biggest horror element in the game, the tram is also the biggest nonsense ever added. I mean, why add a horror element to a game known for its cuteness? Like, are we really supposed to be scared of some gorgeous, pretty-looking hunters with tragic backstories? I used to hate Naiad in rank so much that I wished I could kick her butt! But then, I learned her backstory, and now I kinda wanna hug her, despite knowing my teammates will roast me in the post-match chat for it. And I'm pretty sure every single one of you watching has been clobbered by this choo-choo tram at least once. I mean, let's be honest, you haven't truly experienced IDV until you've been blindsided by this junk which looks like a certain character in a cartoon movie. In appearance, this suspicious junk looks like an old-fashioned tram back in 1890s with a dark gray color, 3 yellow headlights, and has the height of a house. It moves really fast along the tram track that envelops the entire ever-sleeping town map. Inside the tram, there are several seats, with window seats for survivors and back seats for hunters. The cockpit, however, has no machinist operating the tram, giving off a somewhat eerie aura. Perhaps NetEase wants us to believe this tram is operated by supernatural beings to scare us. Well, nice try, because that doesn't scare me or any other players out there, I bet. What really scares me is meeting a random survivor in rank with no game sense. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of! The tram's job, well, aside from running across the track and making everyone's life miserable, is a mystery to me. If I could add one more thing the tram does in this game, it's being the ultimate rage bait for survivors and hunters alike. It's like the tram has its own faction and helps neither side. But here's a trivial fact. Officially, the tram actually works for the hunters. That's right. the tram is considered a hunter. Bet you didn't know that either, huh? Again, this is legit, and the story goes way back to the IVT tournament semi-final in 2021. On that day, a sculptor from one team successfully got a 4K because the tram knocked out the forward and the priestess, preventing them from escaping through the gate. The tram did its job so perfectly that from then on, it gained a reputation as the game's second hunter. True story, by the way.
Oh my god,
Grizzly.
the tram coming in as second hunter.
Survivor mains in general actually support this statement, saying that the tram's supposed job of carrying survivors from danger to safety is complete BS, considering how often survivors get slapped by the pursuing hunter as soon as they step off the tram, or worse, while still inside it. One of my friends even calls the tram as useless as the bus in a SpongeBob movie featuring a zombie apocalypse. Hunter mains, however, often argue that this choo-choo tram actually makes their lives miserable instead of helping them. They claim their chases get disrupted when the tram runs over them mid-pursuit. They also grumble about survivors abusing the tram by placing paintings on the tracks, adding insult to their already injury-filled lives of losses. We can also see them grumbling when Enchantress mains masterfully stun them right before the tram hits. And that's not all. Some hunter mains even wish that survivors hit by the tram would just be knocked out completely, instead of being immobilized for a few seconds. Others blame the tram for their skyrocketing ping, vanishing game sense, plummeting win rate, dropping rank, losing badge, economic downturn, global warming, and Italy getting knocked out of the Euro 2024. I swear to God, hunter mains really do love to complain about almost anything. Well, I think I roasted the hunter mains a bit too hard, so please don't come after me. I'm just here for the laughs, I promise. But if you ask my honest opinion about the tram, well, personally, I think it's biased towards the hunter side. I mean, both survivors and hunters can get hit by the tram. That's a disaster for all of us, right? Tracy Bond mentioned survivors can use mind games to trick hunters into thinking they've hopped on the tram, but hunters can just as easily make survivors believe they won't board, only to sneak aboard themselves. It's chaotic for both sides. But when it comes to chasing, the hunter clearly has 3 significant advantages with the tram. First off, some hunters who rely on speed can actually chase down the tram right away. Think Naiad, Geisha, Smiley Face, and name them all. So, survivors hoping to escape by hopping on the tram would be sorely disappointed, because as soon as they step off, the hunter magically appears right in front of them. They appear so suddenly, unexpected, just like that red ping during everyday rank matches that makes your stress levels skyrocketed. Secondly, some hunters can directly knock out survivors while they're still inside the tram. Take Percy or Mary, for example. For them, the tram is like their assistant in making survivors' days miserable, which is something I've been experiencing lately with all these losing streaks in rank. Thirdly, did you know that some hunters are actually immune to tram hits? Those are the Dream Witch's main body and Poloon in wheel form. So, imagine Poland is about to get hit by the tram, and he casually says, "Relax, I got this because I'm actually an Ultraman."
Ultraman set. Alpha Edge.
Then, he's immune to the tram, leaving the survivors scared out of their wits instead. Well, I've been talking a lot about the tram, and honestly, I'm running out of things to say. So, let's switch gears. Now we'll hear your tales of triumph and tragedy with the tram in this fashion game. Big thanks to everyone who shared their tram tales in the comments of my last community post. I really appreciate you all keeping my video running, as well as my AdSense. Thanks a lot! I'll sift through the story and pick the top 3 because I don't want my video to roast my device instead. And hey, remember, my picks are based on personal favor, so if you disagree, it's all good fun. Coming in at number 3 is Mohammed Suzanne Nafiz's tale. He was playing as the Bloody Queen, with just 1 cipher left and 3 survivors still kicking, even though the doctor gets chaired near the graveyard. A brave mercenary swoops in for the rescue, pulls it off, and just as they think they've got things sorted out, bam! The tram rolls in and takes out both the doctor and mercenary. Now, as a survivor main, that's beyond frustrating. This match could have at least ended in a draw, with the mercenary possibly escaping, and the doctor, well, I don't know what should happen to her, but she'll float off into the sky eventually. But nope, thanks to the tram, all that effort goes down the drain. The mercenary ends up tied back in the chair. And the doctor? Well, we all know her fate. And imagine if the last survivor, popping that final cipher, tried a detention rescue without tide turner and got a terror shock. Now that would be epic. So, congratulations, Suzanne. Your story takes the number 3 spot in this video of tram miseries. Moving on to number 2, we have a story from Just Silliness. He shared how an Emil tried to run to aid a Mesmer using their bonded skill, only to get flattened by that troublemaker tram in the process. Now, that's pure comedy gold. I mean, we've all heard of blind love leading to disaster, right? This is a prime example right here. So, folks, remember, sometimes it's better to let go of someone you love, rather than chasing them. Because not only do you risk getting hurt more, but you might also end up as the laughingstock after getting bulldozed by a tram that ruins everyone's day. Congratulations, pal! Your story takes the number 2 spot in this video. Now let's move on to the most hilarious story ever told in the comments section. What the fuck? Congratulations to Maytel for his epic experience of a geisha holding a grudge against the tram. Let me summarize the story for you. There's this geisha wreaking havoc on every survivor in Eversleeping Town, and she gets hit by the tram. She says, "Alright, tram, you got lucky this time. I'm not mad, at least not yet. Just don't let it happen again, or I'll make your life miserable." A few moments later, however, she gets hit by the same tram again. After that second hit, the geisha gives up chasing the survivors, either because she's too frustrated after getting whacked twice by the same tram, or because her previous rank matches were nothing but defeats. What happens next is this geisha turns her fury towards the tram itself, relentlessly chasing it wherever it goes and giving it nice, useless slaps. Every survivor in that match starts thinking the geisha has turned friendly somehow. Getting hit by a tram isn't rare, but seeking revenge on the tram? Now that's priceless. So yeah, Maytel, your story definitely takes the cake in this video. Congrats, buddy. Well, that wraps up all the chatter I have about the tram in Identity 5. Remember, it's all in good fun, so no hard feelings, folks. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time!